Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Pipe Bomb Sessions. This weekend, we have a jam packed, dare I say, war packed matchup and PLE going on for WWE known as Survivor Series WarGames. That's right, we got the dual caged matchup once more this year. I have very 50-50 just thoughts on the matchup itself. Like, yes, War Games is cool. However, I feel like they should definitely go back to the whole 5-on-5 traditional Survivor Series matchups. I mean, you don't even need to make it like Raw versus SmackDown. You could just have it like this, honestly. I mean, even if War Games was set up where, we can possibly have the War Games matchup still happen, but instead of waiting for the 10th guy to get in for the matchup to begin, maybe have it where I don't know, like you get a 5-on-5 elimination matchup type of thing going on. The whole point of advantage, I feel like in this matchup, is so they can have a one up every single time. And I get it, like yeah, it's 2-on-1 until the next guy comes in. It's 2-on-1 until, but like I feel like we're missing something here, guys. Or is it just me? You know what I mean? What is going on here? I'm not really entirely sure just because of the fact that I feel like WWE has to mix it up, and that's probably why they put together some pretty insane teams from both, in my opinion, the women's and the men's side of the War Games matchups. Let me start out by looking at the women's team, right? The women's team has the tag team champs, the Kabuki Warriors, Nia Jax and Lash Legend, two powerhouses, and then they got the former women's IC champion Becky Lynch, who obviously a marquee player and all that stuff. And now everybody in here is involved in some type of way. On the other side, which Alexa Bliss and Charlotte, former tag team champs, obviously. You got Io Sky and Rhea, who've been having issues with the Kabuki Warriors. And now you also got AJ Lee returning and costing Becky Lynch her title a couple weeks ago. And guess what? She is also going to be added on the other side for War Games. So, in my opinion, I think it's very interesting what's going on, right? Like, hey, I have no problem with it. The women's War Game matches. Just an early prediction of what I think is going to happen from this one. I think it's pretty straightforward, and I think the women's face team of Rhea, Io, Charlotte, Alexa, and as well as AJ Lee should be coming out as the victors. I don't see any other reason for them not to take a victory here. I mean, is it really that obvious? I don't know. But so another thing that's been interesting is just the mere fact that we have, well, Nikki Bella wrestling in a matchup, but she's facing against Stephanie Valkyrie. Now, I don't have a problem with Nikki Bella against Stephanie Valkyrie, but like, is it just me or is this result like just openly obvious? They didn't have Stephanie doing anything. They obviously didn't have Nikki Bella doing anything. Turned her heel, have her attack Stephanie, and the whole point of this whole matchup is pretty much I'm better than you. I'm the one who started the whole women's revolution all this way back, and I want a title now. So, okay, Nikki, I guess you're getting a title shot. Simple as that. Unfortunately, I don't see her walking out this freaking moment as a champion. Unless, I'm going to say right now, unless we see the return of Brie Bella and some twin magic happen. Which, hey, then yes, Nikki Bella, or would she be walking out of that arena as the champion? However, I think that's a very slight chance, and I fully expect Stephanie Vaquer to be walking in as champion and walking out as champion. Now, if it continues a feud, that's a whole different situation, Like, we don't know what's going to happen in that sense. So, I think things could get very, very interesting for sure. Another matchup that's interesting is, well, it's Dirty Dom against John Cena for the IC title. The title that Cena won a couple weeks ago, Dirty Dom. Dirty Dom wanted a rematch, of course, in his hometown. And I actually think Cena's going to hold on to this title. I don't see him losing. There's no reason for him to lose. Dirty Dom's IC title run was very underwhelming to say the least. I think that he doesn't need the title to keep going, and we're gonna see that. We're gonna see how Dirty Dom has a close shot a couple times. However, the leader of the C Nation and the GOAT, he's going to retain and keep this title on his shoulder for just a little bit longer. I am still gonna stick with my prediction of the winner of the Last Time Now tournament could be Gunther. Gunther then reclaims his IC title from Cena, takes down another GOAT, in that sense. He already, in his words, took down quote unquote GOAT in Goldberg. And now John Cena's apparently next, right? That's why he entered the tournament. That's why he's trying to run the table. And so, of course, Gunther is winning, right? And just to sidetrack a little bit, what we saw happen, we saw the Solo versus Penta matchup. Now, it's interesting. I thought Penta was going to win. Penta hurt himself, it seemed like, at some point during the matchup on Raw. And he was literally just walked to the back. Solo did not seem happy with us. He seemed pissed, which makes me believe that, yeah, Penta legitimately got hurt and Solo did not want to win or lose, whichever the final result was going to be from that situation. Now, what makes this interesting now is this is where WWE can put a twist. Do I say they should? I don't know. Can they? Yes. The reason being is, the Penta matchup, I think everybody would have been like, yeah, Gunther's winning this, but hey, we're up for a good matchup. But now with Solo advancing, heel versus heel, Solo also has Tala Tonga on the side. If WWE wanted to, why not mix it up? Give us a surprise out of nowhere. The surprise will be Solo getting an upset victory over Gunther in their next matchup. It's very, very interesting. Solo wins, he keeps moving forward. Of course, on the other side, you got Rusev. You got LA Knight still waiting on his opponent because Sheamus got hurt. So that could be a return, or maybe they want to insert someone. They're like, hey, we think that you're going to go into the finals, or we're going to think that you maybe possibly could face Cena. We don't know. But out of the last, 4, I believe, out of the 5 left? Is that what it is? It's, who is it? Right now, it's Gunther, Solo, freaking Rusev, and then the winner of LA Knight and freaking whoever his opponent is. Obviously, the winner of that is going to be facing Rusev. But I think this makes it interesting. Of course, I am going to mention the elephant in the room, where we have, I'm sure others have also heard the rumors of who Sheamus' replace is going to be. And I know I'm not super excited for it, especially because he already had a shot in it. What are we doing? You know what I mean? But, okay, whatever. I guess if that's the case, then simple as that. Are we having the Miz run it back again? That doesn't make sense. I don't see the Miz winning either. So it's what is the point of him being in the matchup again? There's no way you guys don't have anyone else to throw in there last minute, So I guess it is what it is. Let's see what comes out from it, and let me know if you have any predictions. Hopefully I'm wrong, man. Shoot. Hopefully it's just one of those dirt sheet post rumors that are just so wrong, and people and Triple H are just messing with us as usual, Back to some WarGames talk. I mean, now, of course, the Cena and Dirty Dom match I was mentioning, I do think, again, just to reiterate my point from earlier, Cena will retain and go into his final matchup as the IC champ. Let's see who he faces, man. Let's see. It's really looking like also signs are pointing to Gunther. However, you never know, man. You never know. Maybe we do get some kind of difference, right? Some kind of different, non-predictive, hey, this is exactly what's going on type of matchup. I'm not really sure. And the final matchup of WarGames this weekend that is going to be happening is the men's WarGames matchup. All-star lineup all around. I mean, you tell me if I'm wrong. You got the Vision and Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker. They recruited Logan Paul, Scottish Psychopath Drew McIntyre, and then the Beast Incarnate Brock Lesnar got involved. Now on the other side, don't get me wrong, they're not doing too bad. Like, they got the Usos, of course. You got the World Champ, CM Punk. You got the WWE Champ and Cody Rhodes, and then of course you got the OTC returning a couple weeks ago, Roman Reigns. Yep, that's right, gentlemen. That is the 5-on-5 matchup. As we saw on Raw, the heels in Logan Paul, Drew McIntyre won the tag team matchup against the Usos after some wildness happening in the end of that matchup on Raw. And they have the WarGames advantage, which basically just means that it'll be a 2-on-1, a 3-on-2, 4-on-3, 5-on-4 until, that last guy is in. Question is, how is each dynamic of both teams going to get along? I believe the most interesting dynamic is Brock Lesnar, because Lesnar is not going to be listening to anyone, and Lesnar is also going to be doing his own thing during that matchup. I know he's part of the recruitment of Paul Heyman and the WarGames matchup, and yippity doo dah, we're all in here and we're doing this thing, right? I just don't know what's going to happen in this situation. I feel like just simple enough, the advantage is going to be a lot. Lesnar is eventually, maybe he does get into a little bit of a situation with a few people, but at the end of the day, he's really there, and he may just go after Roman Reigns. I mean, I know he was pissed to see Roman return and then attack him on Raw a couple weeks ago, and that's exactly why he even arrived in Raw last night, type of deal, to just get into a freaking brawl with these guys, a 5-on-5 brawl. I like it. I do think the heels win this WarGames matchup. I feel like the faces have won the last couple years, including, of course, the huge CM Punk return from a couple years ago in Chicago. But man, does this say the Vision winning more than anything else? I just feel like there's a lot of stuff that needs to be going on, right? And the Vision has a lot of situations just within itself, but they all get along. They're all under a common wise man, per se. You know what I mean? Paul Heyman's done a good job of recruiting all these guys. Good job of just saying, we got to dominate and stay dominant. And the issue is, just like we saw this past Monday night on Raw, the face team don't get along. Just like the Usos said backstage to Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, and Roman Reigns, the three of them got to get together, while the Usos, the best tag team in the world, in their words, get shit done. Of course, later in the night they did not, but that's a whole different situation, a whole different reasoning behind that, the Usos are on the same page. The question now is, can Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, and Roman Reigns get on the same page? Especially now that it looks like Roman Reigns is eyeing some gold. See, I think that tease was put in there because this is not only going into Survivor Series, but we are heading right into the Rumble season, which heads, of course, the Rumble is the beginning of WrestleMania season. And I did say this a few months back, that I did hear WWE wanted to run back Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns 3 in Las Vegas at Mania this upcoming year again. Now, if they do run it back, I do see Roman taking his title and gold back. I do see it. It just makes sense. Plus, in my opinion, Cody Rhodes has always been better as an underdog. Guy on the run, man. Yes, he's been good as champion, but we got to see more of Cody as a face. He's the face of the company, Can we not have him just involved in random storylines? Can we have a legit storyline for this guy? What are we doing here, The question, though, is he even coming after Cody? Because the way he says it, he looks at both guys' titles in the ring on Raw, and he's like, that title will look good on me. And as Punk said, who you talking to? And Roman say, that's for you guys to figure out. So Now they get a little bit weirded out, a little suspicious. They're like, oh shoot, this guy's like, coming after one of our titles. Oh, we still gonna be able to get along and all this stuff. Of course, Roman knows that he has the back of his cousins. His cousins got the back of him. So worst case scenario is at least the three of them together. I think some type of situation is going to happen inside that cage. Feeling is that it's gonna happen between Punk and Roman, gonna cause maybe Jey Uso to have a situation with Punk possibly, because of course they do. Jimmy then can get involved. Cody, like this is a marquee and like a star-studded lineup of the face team. But man, are they not gonna be able to get along, in my opinion. I think this is all just written for the Vision to take full advantage, beat the hell out of the faces, and walk out with a victory come WarGames. I don't know, man. I feel like there's a lot of things that could happen for the men's side, the faces where they could win, but man, there's no way. And I honestly, bold prediction, the best performance on the men's side. I really liked Bronson Reed before he got hurt last year. I'm going to go with Braun Breaker this year. I think his performance is going to be elite compared to everybody else. It's going to elevate him again, and it's going to keep his momentum up, just like it's been all year long already since he's joined the Vision and since he even betrayed his former leader in Seth Rollins. Boom. Braun Breaker shows us why he is the next big thing, and that Monday Night Raw still runs through the Vision. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. As always, I appreciate it. Let me know if you guys agree or disagree with some of the predictions. If you guys have your own predictions, something crazy going on, please let me know. I mean, I am all for it. I really want to know what's going to happen with this Last Time Is Now tournament going forward, as well as hopefully Penta's all right after his injury that he suffered randomly on Raw. And you know what? I know that where a lot of people getting tired of the constant war games every year, but this year seems a little exciting. Let's hope it's all good, man. You know what I mean? Like, I think we're moving forward with something pretty good. It's gonna be a pretty dope matchup on both the men's and the women's sides. I even think the Cena Dirty Dom matchup is gonna be pretty good. Stephanie Vaquer and Nikki Bella. I believe that he's gonna be a good matchup as long as even though that matchup hasn't really gotten a lot of noise or view time compared to some of these other matchups happening in Survivor Series, I still think that's going to be a good one. But shoot, man. As always, thank you for tuning in. You guys have a great rest of your week. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. Appreciate it, and have a good one.